Beneath the starlit sky. Once upon a time, in a quiet coastal town, lived a young woman named Alara who spent her days tending a small bookstore left to her by her grandmother. The bookstore, nestled between a coffee shop and an antique store, was a hidden gem known for its cozy corners and the scent of aged paper that lingered in the air like a familiar lullaby. One rainy afternoon, as Alara was rearranging the shelves, a young man stepped inside, shaking droplets from his dark coat. His name was Aidan, a writer seeking inspiration far from the noise of the city. Their eyes met, and something silent passed between them, something soft, like the whisper of a new chapter beginning. Aidan became a regular. He always came just before sunset, ordering coffee from next door and reading by the window where the light turned gold. Alara would pretend to organize books nearby, stealing glances when she thought he wasn't looking. Their conversations began over favorite authors and soon turned to childhood dreams, fears, and the places they longed to visit. Aidan wrote stories inspired by their talks, and Alara found herself within his pages, bold, brave, and endlessly loved. One evening, during the annual town festival, Aidan took Alara to the beach. Lanterns floated into the sky, mirroring the stars above. There, under the velvet night and the flickering lights, he read her a story, a love story. His voice trembled as he confessed it was about her. About them. Alara, with tears in her eyes, kissed him under the starlit sky. Years passed. The bookstore expanded, now with a corner for Aidan's books. They traveled, wrote letters when apart, and danced in the kitchen when together. The love they found in quiet glances and shared stories grew into a life filled with warmth, wonder, and words. And every year, on the same beach, they returned to watch the lanterns rise and whisper the same promise. I'll choose you, in every story, every time. Close enough to fall in love. Emma and Liam had lived on the same street since they were kids. Their houses were just 5 doors apart, and for most of their lives, they passed each other like strangers, a polite wave here, a small smile there, nothing more. Life was always busy, and they never really had a reason to talk. But everything changed one summer evening. Emma had just moved back home after finishing university. Liam, who had stayed in town to work at his family's bakery, noticed her sitting on her porch with a book. It was the same book he had just finished reading. Taking a chance, he walked over and asked, "Is it as good as everyone says?" That simple question turned into a 2-hour conversation under the stars. From then on, they talked more often. They'd run into each other on walks, help each other carry groceries, or chat while waiting for the bus. Soon, they were sharing coffees, playlists, and little pieces of their lives. What began as casual moments turned into daily habits, and eventually, unspoken longing. One rainy afternoon, the power went out on their street. Liam, remembering Emma hated the dark, showed up at her door with candles, blankets, and chocolate croissants. They spent hours talking, laughing, and watching the storm from her window. That night, Liam told her, "I think I've been waiting for this blackout just to finally tell you, I like you." Emma smiled, her eyes soft in the candlelight. "I was hoping you'd say that. I like you too." From then on, the space between their houses felt smaller than ever. Their story wasn't about dramatic moments or wild adventures, it was about how love can grow right next door, slowly and quietly, until it's everything.